That is section XX with the scale. Thank you very much. Okay, we have section XX, so I'm going to start reviewing this. If you have any questions, please ask in the comment section. Okay, I'm not switching on my my headphone, so please highlight there first or use the raise hand option in Google Meet. Okay, so let's look at your section. Okay, looking at your staircase, it's not quite clear. Okay. Your staircase is not quite clear. So is this done? Probably belum siap lagi, especially on this part. Okay, you need to draw that part and also the railings. By the way, I've just uploaded a video on how to do the entire section for XX and YY. Took me a bit longer, but at least it is up, so you can use that to refer to your for your sectional drawings. In particular, on this part, okay, it's a bit tricky. I know you need some exposure, especially when you look at this part. The bottom staircase is definitely wrong. Okay? Sorry, the bottom step is definitely wrong. Okay, so you have to check on this part. The way you construct it should be something like this. You need to measure this one first. Okay, measure all of them. That's 250 mm each. Okay, 250 millimeters each. And then it goes up 150 mm. Okay, so you'll have some sort of grid like this. Okay, this is just a sketch. Okay, you'll have something like a grid, something like that. And then let me use a different color. This is the steps. So you go up. Okay, go up and up and up and up. So if you measure them correctly, you'll get that. Okay, you should be able to get that perfectly. So if you take a straight line, okay, from this end, oops, if you take a straight line from here to there, it should meet, okay, it should meet all these points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So it should meet. Also, if you take another straight line from this point to that point, okay, all of that should meet. Okay. Okay. So it's a bit tricky trying to do this, the staircase, but this is something that everyone has to go through. Okay, because staircases is the first step to hell, because you will do this in isometric, which is going to be even worse than this. So you need to get the geometry correct. Okay, guys. All right. So that's the section. That's the staircase. Please make sure your line width is correct, the line quality, because your lines need to meet perfectly, like so. Yeah. Hold on. You're supposed to cut at the door, betul tak? There should be a door here. So this should be a straight line, and you should see a wall cut there, and then a thinner line there for your door. Okay, there should be a door somewhere there. Everything else looks okay. You need to detail up the frames for the tingkap railing. That's okay. And then you need to label. Okay, what drawing is this? This is section XX, and then the scale. You need to add a little bit of dimensions. Okay, so what is that distance. Okay, using the center line. So this should be around 2,500. That should be 7,000 if I'm not mistaken. Okay, and then this. Okay, you have your ground line. Okay, this is ground, and then this is level 0, and then you have a level 1, and then you have ceiling. Okay, so this is 3,000, this is 3,000, and that is 150. Okay, clear guys? Now next drawing, tak berapa jelas sangat but looks better. Oh, before I forget, you need to add that section line. Okay, this is the XX section, because the height of this, okay, that height is determined by where you cut this. Okay, so if you look here, wherever I put this cut, that is going to be the top part of your section. Okay, so if you were to draw this, your building will look something like that. Okay, because you're using wherever this is being cut as a reference. So what happens if you do it here? If you cut it there, then you will use that as a reference. And if you cut it here, you will use this as your reference. So that cut is extremely important. So you have to look back at your plan. Okay, where did you put your cut? Looking at my camera, if you can see my camera, so wherever you put your cut will determine where that is going to be. So this is what it looks like. Okay, sorry. This is what it looks like in 3D. So where do you cut your section? Okay. Okay, that so far looks a bit small. So what I recommend is for you to actually look at real sofa, the big ones. Okay, should be something like that. It should be around 900 to 1,000 1,000 mm. Okay, the height. Just please check on that one. But there are couch that is small, so I'm okay with that. What I want you to do is look at the catalog or go home and measure your own sofa and put it there. Okay, you can find any sofa sofa on the internet. You can look at IKEA's catalog. You can use any furniture references for your sofa. But what you need to understand is that whatever sofa that you pick have to be the same sofa in all the drawings. So if you're doing that in plan, it has to be the exact same sofa in the exact same position in section and in isometry, and so on and so forth. So you cannot cheat your way around this. Okay. Sometimes a particular sofa looks very easy to draw in plan, but a nightmare in 3D. Okay, so please don't get trapped. Please look at the object and understand what you're doing. Okay, so I think Nurhidayah, that's okay. So okay, Nurhidayah, this one is not correct. It's not right. Level 0, okay, it's not there. Okay, so your level 0 is wrong. Your level 0 must be here. Okay, because if you measure this correctly, okay, if you measure that height correctly from this to that, it must be 3,000. Okay, that must be 3,000. Nampak tak? Not here. Okay, not here, not center to center. For floor, you have to measure from floor surface to floor surface. That's the difference. Okay, but when you get into this level, okay, so the ceiling level, we know the ceiling level is there. Okay, what is going on? Tak betul ni. Okay, that ceiling level has to be there, and then you look for the wall center line, should be somewhere around there, and then you draw it 45 degrees like so, and then baru you offset. I'm gonna use a different color. Okay. When I offset this, 75. This is 75, and then 75 and 75. So that is how you accurately measure and do the drawing for your wall. Okay, Nurhidayah. So one more that you need to have is a window here. Okay, you have a missing window. You should be cutting the window there, and you should see a small part of window sill on this side. Okay, so please check on that one. All right. And then please, because the line weight is not clear, so I can't really comment on the line weight. I can see the lines, but I'm not sure about the line weight. So hopefully the line weight is clear, because at the moment looking at this line weight, which is the cut floor, okay, and the door itself looks like similar line weight. All right, so we need to differentiate. For example, the floor cut, the floor cut is like that, so you can see the difference clearly. And then the door will be using thinner lines, like so. Okay, so you can see the difference between these two lines, right? Hidayah? Okay. Okay, we go for the next student, Mulya. Okay, you have a plan, so I want to look at the section first. Okay, that's a clear example of the staircase. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, the steps are correct. Okay, let's check what happened in plan. Let's see if it's correct. So please label your plan as well. 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's good. So we know that all the way up to the landing, it is correct. But let's check here. So we know this is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Ding, ding, ding. What happened to this? Okay. Aha. So, this is how I detect that the number of steps is wrong. So your step should stop here. Okay. So none of this. Ini semua tak ada. Tak ada, tak ada, tak ada, tak ada, tak ada. So that is where it should stop. But you have to check. Okay, is this correct? Is this position? Okay, you need to measure this, and you compare on your other plan. Is it the same? Okay, it should be the same, and that distance is also the distance of this. Please check. Everything must be the same. Everything must be the same. Okay, so your actual one would probably be here. Okay, Mulya. And also the railing for this one. Railing. Okay, there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 railings. Okay, 4 railings, and the last one must stop here, and then you have to measure. Is this 1 meter in height? Oh, sorry, 1,000. Is this 1,000? And you have to measure here. Is this 1,000? Is this 1,000? So you have to check. Okay. You have steps. Okay, and then you have railings, and then you have the landing. That should be about 1 meter. Okay, bear with me a second. Okay. So we're going to use this to measure your landing. Perfect. So landing is accurate, more or less accurate. Okay. So that's 1,000. So let's check your steps, whether it is correct. Steps should be 250. Yep, that is 250. That's quite accurate. Okay. Remember this, you guys are doing this in 1 to 50, so this is small, really small. So what I am showing you is the zoom in version, so it's not fair. Sometimes you have some a bit of inaccuracy, so that's still acceptable. What I will grade is based on your 1 to 50 A3 sheets, not this. Okay, it's unfair for for me to evaluate you on this one, because of course there is always inaccuracies of perspectives, uh, parallax, and so on. Okay, so that is more or less correct. Okay, for this one, you don't have this. Okay, you need to remove that. You need to finish this one off. Sorry. Okay, and then using a thinner line, you need that line, which is the balcony line. Okay, this is the balcony, and this is where your person should be. Oops, too tall. So that's 2.1. So your person, okay, the figure will be somewhere around that. Okay, so if this is 1 meter and you look at this, this should be about, this should be 2.1 meter or 2100, and this is you. Okay, this is your friend. La 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 la. You know, that's the balcony. All right. So the rest looks quite okay. Oh, no, no, no. This is wrong. Okay, Mulya, that's wrong. That's not how you do it. Because first, your step is correct. You've got the reference line, but you must offset. Okay, 75 mm should be there. Okay, you're missing a little bit of thickness, because if you look here, I know this is wrong because you drew this, that horizontal line. That's wrong. Because if you've done it correctly, taking this point to that point, you will have about a slight incline. I think it's about 22.5 degrees or 22.25 degrees or something like that. Okay. Then you get from 45, yeah, this is 45-degree angle, you divide by 2. So that should be, this line should be 22.5, but it's too small. Okay, although it's small, it's definitely not horizontal. Okay, so definitely not horizontal. Please check on this one, because the way you construct will determine the accuracy of your drawing. And also not forgetting tanah, ground. Okay, this one last thing. Okay, there are many ways you can do the roof edge. In my drawing, it ends like this. It ends like this. Okay, and then this line will begin here. That's what I drew in my drawing, but the method that you show here is not wrong. You can use this as well. I can't remember what they call this. There's plumb cut, there is depth cut, there are I can't remember all the names of this, but there are many ways to cut the roof edge. So this is one of the acceptable one. Whatever you draw here will determine what your elevation look like. Okay, all this will be slightly different from each other. Some of your friends might want to do the door of 2100. Some say 2.1 is too small for me. I'm a very tall guy. I'm 2.2, so I need my doors to be at 2.5. Sure, just add in 2.5, but all the drawings must match. Okay, all the sections, all the elevations must be 2.5. That includes the staircase. If some of you might do 7 steps all the way to the landing. Okay, some of you might do 7 steps to the landing and then more steps here. So that arrangement will differ from student to student. But what I want you to do, regardless of whatever the differences that you have, all the drawings must match to your set. Okay, let's say you have 3 railings. Okay, sorry, you have 4 railings. Okay, this is the handrail, this is the middle rail, upper rail, lower rail. So some of you might have, oh, so I have balusters, you know, that. Also, I want my Roman balusters. Ooh, ooh. Oh, sure, why not? Do it, okay? But do it for all your drawings, okay? No cheating, right? Okay, next student will be Balqis. Okay, Nick Amira Balqis. Okay, you're missing the floor slab. Okay, ini mesti ada floor slab 150 mm. Okay, so you need the floor slab. So the base measurement is wrong. So you got to check on that one. Okay, let's go for the bigger parts first. I think this looks wrong as well. So if you look at this thickness, okay, the thickness of this wall, let's assume this is 150. This is smaller. This looks less, okay, less than 150. That looks like 120. And the reason for this is because you drew this, okay? You stop and you just go 45 degrees from that point. That's wrong, okay? So you need to draw the center line first and then you offset left and right. Then you get proper 150. And it will join somewhere around there. This one needs to go a bit higher and goes there. Okay, then you get the accurate measurement. If you do this correctly, wherever this meets will be the center line. So kalau you tarik ke bawah, okay, if you bring it down, if you bring this down, it should be the center line of your building. Okay, there is slight inaccuracy probably because of the perspective, so that's fine. So if you do this correctly, if you go back to your drawing, you will notice that you will notice this. Yeah. Please check on that one. Please check whether this is center or not. That's confusing. From center line. Okay. Thank you for adding dimensions so that we know that the window is 1,200 units. Okay. You need to draw the frame. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit and draw it slowly for you guys. So for a window, for any window that we have in all the houses, in all the buildings in the world, well, I wouldn't say the world, but most buildings in the world, okay, 90% of the buildings in the world, you will have window frames. Okay, if you look at your window at your house, you will see this. It's called a window frame. Okay, and this frame goes all the way around. Okay, this window goes all the way around because in 3D the window looks like that. So that is the window. What we see here is a cut on this part. Okay, kita potong macam tu. So we see this, the upper cut. Okay, and we see this, the bottom cut. All right, and then we see glass in the middle, and sometimes we have a smaller frame to hold the glass. Okay, you need a smaller frame to hold the glass. So that's the drawing convention. So you can see that here that you have the door frame and then you have the door itself. Okay, there are two things: door frame, okay, that joins between the door and the wall, the opening on the wall, and then you have the door frame, which is and then you have the door leaves, okay, which is connected to the door frame. Okay, all right, the rest looks okay. It's not 45 degrees, 44,500, it's just 45. So you don't need to draw the titik perpuluhan, okay? Just 45 degrees. That's it. And usually what we draw is like this. We use the horizontal, okay? We use the horizontal and refer it from that. The reason why we don't often use the vertical reference is because the tukang, the carpenter or the builder will refer always to the horizontal lines because they can use the I can't remember the English name. It's timbang air. It's this water level. Okay, it's a water leveler. So you just use that and then you find 45 degrees from that water level. So that's why we always give reference based on the horizontal line. Then the tukang or the carpenter builder will actually build that based on whatever that you're given. So looking at this, look at that staircase. Sorry, I'm not making fun of you. I'm making fun of your drawing. Okay. Okay, that's definitely wrong. So you know the problem with this. So hopefully you can fix it. I'm just going to show. Wow, that's very hard. Okay. So if we take this line, then we should be able to take that line. We should be able to take that line as a reference. Okay. So if you're not sure, find this angle first, draw it, and then use it as a reference when you draw your steps. Okay. So sorry, let's use different color. Okay, if you're not sure, just draw the diagonal lines first. Okay, find the diagonal line first, and then you go up vertical from wherever it connects with the floor. So this goes up, stop. Go right, stop. Go up, stop. Go up, up. If you do this accurately, okay, all of this will always be 250, and all of that will be 150 always. Okay, even without measuring. That's basic trigonometry. Okay, applied in architecture. So that's science. Okay, science and math that you use in architecture. So that's what you need to understand. Okay, so sometimes you might have some problem trying to draw all the steps accurately at scale 1 to 50. When you're not sure, do it in a larger scale. Just take this one piece, okay, and do it at 1 to 20 scale. Okay, measure it accurately, get the angle, and then you understand how it works. Okay, because the same problem is obviously happening here. Okay, that angle, so we should be able to follow that angle and that angle as well. Okay. So you can see that there are some differences there, and the railing must follow the same angle as well. Must. Okay, it's gonna be weird kalau if your angle is like that. Okay, you have that, and suddenly on this part it's taller. So you have to measure this, make sure that this is always 1 meter, and this is always 1 meter as well. Okay, that's how you ensure that the measurement is correct. So check on your staircase and not forgetting your floor slab. Your floor slab must sit on top of the ground. Okay, this is also one of the basic construction that we do. It must sit on top of the ground so that whenever you clean your house, okay, you cuci, sapu, okay, whenever you mop or clean your house, right, everything goes down. Okay, water, dust, or whatever crap in your house, okay, it will sweep it out, or you can wash it out. Okay, if it's on the same level of the ground with the ground, so any dust from outside can flow inside. Especially if it rains in Malaysia, it rains cats and dogs. Okay, for the international students who have never been in Malaysia, we only have 2 seasons in Malaysia: the rainy season and not so rainy season. So those are the 2 seasons that we have. Okay, it always rains here. So when it rains, it will get inside your house, so it's a total mess, right? So you don't want that. That's why in one of the basic construction, just to put everything on a higher or uh, on a higher position than the ground outside. Okay. So you've done a very delicate door design. Okay, look at that. Look at that detail. Ooh, You have frame, you have the internal frame, you have leaf, you have probably this is probably glass or something like that. What happened there? Mana perginya? Yeah. Where is that detail? So if you have the detail in elevation, show it in every drawing. Okay, show it in plan, show it in section, show it everywhere. Okay, so please finish up on that one. Okay, angular dimension and general dimension as well. Okay, oh, you have one dimension. Oh, you have it here. Not 4,500, just 45 degrees. Okay, okay, and label. This is YY, I think. Label, label. So you don't have to do it here. Do it there, because well, this is acceptable as well. You just need to put 1 to 50 scale. The reason why I'm not keen on you guys having the section label down here, because sometimes in one particular sheet, okay, this is one sheet of A3, this is A3 sheet. Sometimes you have multiple drawings, okay, so you need to label all of those individually. So that's why I don't really recommend drawing it here. Make it practice whenever you have your drawing, label it there, elevation, section, blah blah blah, and so on. You might think this is something that is trivial, but students have been failed before because they mislabel their drawings. Okay, when you have your first floor plan, second floor, and then you have the mezzanine floor, basement, sub basement, you have level 0, you have ground, you have level 1, you have whatever levels that you have, and it tends to be quite confusing. If it's confusing to you, it's even more confusing to us, the lecturers. So when we look at your drawings, oh, you said this is ground floor, why is it not on the ground? And that alone, if you cannot justify it, is good enough ground to fail you, because you don't have the basic understanding of where your drawings and your plan cards are. Okay, so you need to understand about this, and this is important and quite critical. Okay, so Balqis, yes. Any questions, semua orang? Anyone?
No, doctor.
Okay, Balqis. So we're going for the next student, Asyraaf. So let's look at Asyraaf. Asyraaf, you have XX, you have plan, and you have YY plan. Okay, let's look at your plan first. Okay, so you have plans, you have one plan, okay, it's okay. You need this line, oops. You need this line, okay. And for all your window, okay, don't forget the wall line underneath, okay, the projected wall line underneath. Okay, the same goes with the door. So you need to understand the basic construction of a door. So let me zoom out for you. Okay, you have the door frame, and then you have the door stop. Okay, do you know what the door stop is? Okay, door stop is what going to prevent your door from swinging the wrong way. Okay, so you have your door leaf somewhere around here. Okay, so this door is going to swing this way, and then when it hits the stop, it stops. Door stop. Okay, sorry, saya ingat going here. Okay, it stops. So this is the basic construction of a door. Basic, very basic construction. So you have that, the wall. Okay, and then the door swings that way, and then it is stopped by this brilliant invention called door stops. Okay, if this is a kind of door that swings outwards and inwards, then you don't have this. Okay, it just flips back and forth. Right? Clear? And usually you don't have this line. This line in Malay is called bendul. Okay, I don't know what it's called in English because it's not an English construction thing. So in most timber constructions, we will have this bendul thing because it helps frame the top, left and right, the sides, and the bottom part of the door. of the door frame. So in brick constructions, we don't have that. Okay. Okay, so we don't have this. All right, and then we're just going to have that line, which is the step down. Okay, you turun satu step. So you have the YY, and then you have the XX section. Okay, so let's look at your section itself. Okay, your roof looks a bit weird. That looks a bit weird. Okay, you're missing your floor slab. Okay, this is becoming quite typical. So please do not forget your floor slab. Okay, looking at your steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 steps. What happened in plan? Oh, we're not sure. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Looks like correct. Okay. Your plan looks like it has the correct number of staircase, sorry, steps. You can observe this better in uh, in your level 1 plan. Okay. Count all your steps. Your last one should be there. That's 20th step. But this is definitely incorrect. Okay. So whatever it is, whatever that you do, if this is 3000, if this is 3000, okay, so you have 20 steps. So 3000 divided by 20, you'll get you get 150. That's why the rises are all 150. The simple number. Okay. And then the railing must be 3D. Okay. 3D railing. Lines, lines, and lines. But this looks really weird. First, this thickness is wrong, but I need to measure this properly. So I'm gonna rotate this 90 degrees. There is 4, 5, 5.15. Okay, let's bring this here. Should be somewhere around there. So you need to draw your section line. So I think your drawing might be correct, but it just look a bit weird because it doesn't look like this is 45. Okay. I don't have a tool to measure angle dimensions in this software, so I'm concerned at this. Okay, that should be 45. This does not look like 45. Okay, please check on that one. Okay, everything is measured geometrically, so you need to be able to draw that accurately. So for this one, that wall is straight. That wall is more or less straight, but that is definitely not. Okay, so Asyraaf, please check. Please use your set square. Okay, do not freestyle drawing in draughtmanship. Okay, you are not there yet. In fact, most students are not there yet, even by 5th year. So it's not something that you can do. Okay, freestyling tak boleh. So please, freestyling means you don't use your T-square and set square to draw vertical and horizontal lines. And you just take your your ruler and then you just freestyle it. Okay, you're still using rulers, but the ruler is not referring to any horizontal or vertical references. So please don't. Check on the door. So far looks okay-ish. Let's check on the height. You need you need a window there because I saw this. Ta-da! Your YY is cutting right at that window. So you must have window there. Need that window. Okay. So whatever you cut, looking at all your drawings, yeah. Look at the whole drawing here. Whatever that you cut on your YY, okay, there's nothing there, so that's fine. So when you look at this drawing, there's nothing there, so that's okay, just wall, that's fine. But on this side, okay, you have a window, so you need to show your window there, right? So this is not correct. The thickness of that is not correct. Okay, Asyraaf and slab. And next we go with for Kasturi. Okay, okay. Floor slab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay. So, like I said, it's okay if you have 9 steps, right? It's okay if you have 9, but 21 is definitely incorrect. I think one of the reason is because you don't have the floor slab. So please check on that, Kasturi. Yeah. Check the height between floor to floor. Floor surface to floor surface. Floor surface to surface. It's not center to center, it's not bottom to bottom. When it comes to floor, it's always face to surface because you need to count the steps. Okay, that's 150, 150, 150, and go all the way up to 21 steps. Sorry, 20 steps. And then the other thing that you need to be careful of is the railing angle. Okay, this looks correct. Oops, too big. This looks correct. Okay, look at that angle. More or less matches. Okay, some variations is okay. So more or less matches. But when you start going at this point, something weird is going on. So that angle and that angle does not match. So it seems maybe this is more than 1 meter. Okay, that's more than 1,000. This is 1,000. So one tip for all of you guys, this is a common mistake because you're not sure how to calculate this, right? So I'm going to show you very simple and straightforward calculation for the railing. Okay, railing must be measured from the base. Okay, from the base. If you look at this drawing, different color. Okay, this base. Okay, where the post, the railing post is, railing post. Okay, tiang railing. So this is 1 meter. Okay, but it's not just that. Look at where you place the post. Okay, this is on the first step, on the very edge. Okay, very edge of the first step. So you look at the last edge. Okay, okay, of the last step of the landing. Then you measure this 1 meter. That's how you do it. Okay, so it's going to be the same. The last step, okay, here, and the first step here, you measure it 1 meter up and 1 meter up, and then you match that line. This will definitely be parallel to that. Must be. Okay, you cannot make this mistake. Usually the problem comes when you go to this part. Okay, so where should you measure that 1 meter? Again, last step 1 meter, first step here. Okay, I need a different color here. Let's go with purple, pink. Okay, that is the first step, okay, of that flight. And then you measure this 1 meter, should be somewhere around there. Okay, so there will be a slight increase from this point to that point. Okay, and then you draw this. All right, so that should be parallel to this line. Okay, if you draw it correctly. So at the moment, because we now have too many lines and I've exaggerated some of the lines so it doesn't look very clear. So you need to understand that the railing goes this way, slightly vertical, and that way. Okay, so pay attention on this part. It's not clear. Deeper green. This way goes vertically and that way. Okay, so pay attention on that part. Okay, Kasturi. Right. So for the rest, looks okay. Okay. Label, scale, and dimensions. For the tree, I think some of you start asking about the tree in private messages. So for the tree, just draw the trees that you know how to draw. This is the one that I show you is a very simple AutoCAD tree, okay, using digital. So you can just draw some nice tree, okay, draw it properly, hatch it, okay, do a little bit of hatching, draw it nicely, enjoy yourself. Okay, hatching can be therapeutic. I think I've mentioned this before. And whatever it is, just enjoy yourself. Okay, a nice tree. Okay, can you draw a figure? Would you like to draw a figure? If you want, you may draw a figure as well. Okay, draw yourself. Okay, for figures, you don't have to be in the same place like furnitures and so on. So you can just draw you standing here, but in another section, you draw it somewhere else. Okay, you'll be standing there. It's okay, right? So for figures, you can just use it anywhere you want. So looking at this drawing, floor slab, you need that floor slab, um, and then you're missing this ink up window. Aha, some problem with the thickness of that, and you should have your section line. Guys, remember the importance of this section line because you can only get the height of your other section. Where's your other section? Okay, you can only get this height, that thickness, and that height based on where you cut this. Okay, so if you don't label this, I don't know where you cut. And then of course this cut is going to go through this door, and then I'm going to go through downstairs as well. Okay, so please make sure that one is correct. And then of course a little bit of dimensions. Okay, and label 1250. That's fine. So pokok, a nice pokok, same pokok, same rendering. Questions, Kasturi? Okay, I'm going to take questions from everyone. Amal Husna. So the stats for sections, do we have to draw the grids first or can we draw the stats immediately? The grid is just the very basic way for me to show you the geometry behind it. So you can see the grid, then you just draw the you just draw the staircase. Yeah. But if you're good and you have very sharp eyes, sharp pencil, and accurate measurements, you can just immediately draw that. Okay. The other way that I've shown you just now is to use this as a reference. Yeah. Trigonometry. This is trigonometry method. That's the grid method. And then the accurate measurement method means you go deliberately 150, 250, 150, 250, 150, 250, 150. Whichever way, as long as the result is correct, I really don't care. Okay, maybe your first try for this section you will do the grid, and then the second try you will do the trigonometry, and then the final try you will go immediately and just measure it by hand. Sure, it's okay. It's just exploration. Okay, it's about knowing yourself, knowing what you can do, and knowing what you cannot do, and how to get around that problem, solve it, and submit the best work. Okay. Okay. I'm looking at Fartasia's drawing. Okay. Okay, that's the case. Definitely not okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.5. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 24 and a half. So 20 steps for Teja, please. And it needs to be measured accurately. So one of the way to ensure that your math is correct, like I mentioned before, first you need to have the floor slab. You need to have the proper floor slab, which is 150 millimeters on the ground. Okay, and then you measure it upwards vertically. Okay, you need to match this is 3000. Okay, that's 3000 floor surface to floor surface. Okay, floor surface to floor surface, that's 3000. Because when you do the math correctly and you draw it correctly, you divide this by 20, you get 150 mm per riser. And so if you do it correctly, then this must be around 8, and the rest will follow suit over there. Okay, so and then of course the railing will follow suit. So the angle, it looks a bit weird because it's not measured correctly. So you have to be accurate in all your measurements. Okay, and this wall thickness and that must be the same. So this is the same. Okay, same thickness, but this must be thicker because of the way we cut. I think you've seen the instructions that I've given you. So that's not correct. I think your walls seem to be a bit thin. Is that 100 or 150? Because it does look like 100. Bring in the scale ruler. Uh, okay, that's about right. So your wall thickness is 100, definitely. Yep. So look, Fantasia, your wall thickness should be, this is 0, this is 150. Okay, so you're missing that thickness. All right, so it's just small, but when you look at the overall picture, because I've seen this drawing many years, so when I see something a little bit different, I can immediately notice. So don't worry yourself over it. Okay, you need that line. Okay, and I think this window is too high. So you need the window to be about 1 meter from the floor. Okay, and that should be where the windows are. Okay, because what you're drawing here, it would mean that the person, if this is 1 meter, this is about 2 meters, so the person will probably about this tall. Okay, you can't even see through the window because the window is too high up. Okay, you can't see it, so you need to bring the window down. Okay, check on that one. Okay, on this drawing, a little bit out of focus, but I can see some details. So you got this one correct. You need the floor slab. Okay, floor slab. Also, please check your wall thickness. That looks a bit inaccurate. Check also this roof thickness. Okay, there's a lot of detail there, but it's not very clear because of the photo. So if you can, next time just try and zoom in and see if you can get the details. I think more or less the same with your friends lah. Okay, so this one, if this is 3000, it must be according to the slab. Okay, Okay, Fartashia. So I'm gonna take one more. So Zander. Okay. So 45 degrees. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. The detailings of this, like I mentioned, please check on that one. So level 0, that's good. 1000. Okay. All right. Okay. Here's something that you need to be careful. So this goes like that. Okay. So you need to remove this one. Remove that line. Okay. So remove that line. So this goes like that nicely. Okay. This is also not needed. So rehang. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. All right. Hmm. I'm not sure about that one, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. So you have the XX section, 2500. Yep, 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 yep. Everything else looks okay. You got labels, dimensions. Okay, good. Okay, geometrically, first you need to prove this. Okay, this is geometry. I never cared what the what the actual calculation for that is. So first you have the wall center lines that intersects there. Okay, and you have another point somewhere around there as well. But then you take the same center line, 45 degrees, just draw it that way, and you take it from the same point over here and draw it that way. Okay? Doesn't matter where it ends up. But if you've measured the 2500 correctly and you drew this as a reference, it will match perfectly. Okay, it's math, right? So then you just take another offset line, 75 mm over there, 75 mm over here, 75 there, and 75 over here. As long as you get that correct, I'm happy. Okay, so it doesn't matter what the math shows. Maknanya if you get what 33,535.53, it's okay. If you get that, if you want to be secure, so I need to know exactly where it is. Sure, just do the math. Okay, but methodologically, okay, this is what I teach. You draw the geometry according to the correct method, you will get the right drawing. Okay, so yep. All right. Okay, so you today basically is the end of the first half of your semester. Hopefully, you've enjoyed it so far. If you want to quit, you can quit. I mean, I'm not going to judge you. This course is hard enough as it is face to face. Okay, doing it online is even worse. Okay, dia sangat susah nak ajar. This is very hard to teach you and to ensure that each and every one of you understand whatever that I'm telling you. So there is no way for me to do it online. So at the moment, this is so far the best workable uh, outcome that I'm comfortable with. Okay, so hopefully you guys are comfortable with that as well. So do your best. Okay, whatever. Take your time to rest for this entire week. So you have a break for 1 week. Okay, so please take your time, contemplate, reflect on whatever that you're doing. If you have any questions, I'm in WhatsApp. Can just ask me there. Okay, tak ada soalan. Tak ada soalan. So all the best, you guys. Please keep on submitting. I will try to get feedback to you guys as quickly as possible. So keep checking on online on e-learning and keep on working. Okay. Thank you guys. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.